Library of Heaven's Path. Chapter 16. Cleansing Muscles and Bones. Let me give it a try. After obtaining a cultivation technique without any flaws, Zhang Xuan doesn't hesitate to follow the method recorded in the Heaven's Path divine art and starts to meditate. The pores on his body widens as he absorbs spirit energy from the air into his body. Fighter 4 Dan. 1 Dan Ju Si, 2 Dan Dantian, 3 Dan Junchi, 4 Dan Pigu. Ju Si realm, cultivators would learn innate breathing and sensing of spirit in the air. Also, they would gain the ability to look into their body and control the flow of spirit energy in their body with their mind. Dantian realm, the opening up of a cultivator's Dantian to allow it to hold spirit energy as well as to reform his body, turning a normal human into a true fighter. Junchi realm, the gathering of the spirit energy in the Dantian to create Junchi. Pigu realm, the Junchi-filled Dantian will overflow and enrich one's body, causing the cultivator's physical body to become powerful. The capabilities of their organs will also be strengthened, thus turning them into true experts. The first 3 dans of a fighter are the building of foundations. Only at the 4 dan does one the result of one's cultivation truly reflects on one's body, causing one to stray away from illnesses and become stronger. The cultivation method of Haotian 9 Dan manual is to make use of the Junchi overflowing from the Dantian to nourish one's body, thus reforming and tempering one's bones, muscles, tendons and skin. However, the Heaven's Path divine art is different. It uses the spirit energy from the surrounding to nourish one's body while having the Junchi in one's body overflow to the other parts of the body at the same time. Gu 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 gu. The stream of spirit energy flows through his veins towards his entire body. The Junchi would mend and fill up the incomplete parts as it flows through his veins. Geji. Geji. It didn't take long for the infusion of both spirit energy and Junchi to strengthen his bones and muscles. It feels as though it has been tempered with concentrated fire as it turns clear, emitting a warm glow. Boom. After the Junchi circulates around his body for an unknown number of times, his body suddenly jolts and he feels as though he has broken through a certain bottleneck. A surge of relaxation gushes through his body. Previously, his body feels as though it has been bound by some shackles, but now, his entire body feels light and he has perfect control over every single motion of his. It feels as though he has been broken through his cocoon to be reborn as a butterfly. Fighter 4 Dan Pigu realm. I have finished cultivating in this realm. Opening his eyes, Zhang Xuan is still in a state of disbelief. The sign of breaking through the Pigu realm is the destruction of the shackles of one's body, allowing one to ascend into greater heights. How long has he been training? 2 hours. 4 hours. Pungent. Curious, he looks at his body and realizes that there is a layer of filth on the surface of his skin. Pigu realm is the nourishment of one's body using Junchi, expelling the impurities within one's body and cleansing one's muscles and bones, thus reforming their body. From birth, humans would ingest all kinds of food for survival. As a result, they would accumulate more and more impurities in their body. In the Pigu realm, through the nourishment of Junchi, one cleanses their body of impurities and only then are they able to break through the shackles of their body and return back to nature. I have long heard of the Pigu realm, but I have never seen anyone who can expel so much impurities. Smelling the pungent smell from his body, Zhang Xuan couldn't take it anymore. He grabs a pail and cleans himself while muttering under his breath. Fire 4 Dan Pigu realm is the cleansing of one's muscles and bones. It is already not bad for one to strengthen their body just by a small bit in one sitting. He has never heard of a person expelling so much impurities that their entire body would stink from it. Very quickly, he finished cleaning himself. At this moment, Zhang Xuan suddenly realizes that his body is as clear as a jade and as smooth as a mirror. All of the scars which he accumulated from his previous training sessions have disappeared without a trace. Right now, he is just like a newborn infant, perhaps even smoother than a newborn infant. My Junchi. Surprised by the changes in his body, his attention turns to his Dantian. His entire body trembles. The murky Junchi that was in his Dantian previously has turned to become as clear as water and it is emitting refreshing fragrance. Without a doubt, it is definitely superior Junchi. Not only is my body enhanced, even the quality of my Junchi has improved. This Heaven's Path divine art is too powerful. Zhang Xuan is taken aback. To break through Pigu realm, others have to continually nourish their body for at least a few years. However, he took less than 4 hours to break through the realm directly. Not only so, the quality of his junqi has been refined. Exactly what kind of secret manual has the Library of Heaven's Path created? This is way too powerful. Let me test my strength. Upon breaking through Pigu realm, one would reach Fighter 5 Dan Ding Li. The moment a cultivator steps into this realm, they will possess 1 ding of strength. He walks over to the strength measuring rock pillar, which is just a few dozen meters away from the dormitory. This kind of strength measuring rock pillar can be found around the academy so as to allow the students to measure their strength at any time and anywhere. Upon reaching Fighter 5 Dan Ding Li, one would possess 1 ding of strength, which is around 1,000 kilograms. This kind of strength already exceeds the limits of an ordinary human and is on par with horses and bulls. After practicing the Heaven's Path divine art, Zhang Xuan's body has been reformed and he has broken through the Pigu realm. This is an opportunity for him to test how much strength he possesses. Will it be like in the rumors, that he would possess 1 ding of strength? Gathering and controlling his breath, the sole of the feet clutches onto the ground. Suddenly, his knees spring forth and his entire body immediately takes on the shape of a giant bow while his arm bursts forth from him like an arrow. Pung! His fist strikes on the stone pillar and a glint of light flow on it. 5 ding. A number appears on it. How is this possible? Zhang Xuan narrows his eyes and a dumbfounded look covers his entire face. Is this for real? For a normal Ding Li primary stage, one would possess 1 ding of strength. In the intermediate stage, one would possess 2 ding of strength. In the advanced stage, 3 ding of strength, and in the pinnacle, 4 ding of strength. Yet, despite barely breaking through the Pigu realm to Ding Li realm, he actually possesses 5 ding of strength. What is going on? Isn't this too exaggerated? It must be due to the nourishment of my body by the Heaven's Path divine art and the superior junqi in my body. After a short moment, Zhang Xuan recovers from the shock and infers. He is very clear that he isn't a genius. The only explanation for it is the Heaven's Path divine art which he has just cultivated with. Not only does this cultivation technique temper and reforms his physical body and cleanses his junqi, raising it to superior quality, it also increases his strength significantly, thus granting him the strength beyond that of Ding Li pinnacle expert despite just reaching the Ding Li realm. Fearsome. There is only a few esteemed teacher in the academy who reached Fighter 5 Dan. In the academy, only some of the higher level teachers possess the strength of a Fighter 5 Dan Ding Li realm. People like Chao Shang and him could never hope to reach such heights. Now that I have reached this level, I should go and look for the cultivation technique for 5 Dan. While his strength soars rapidly, a problem arises. The multitude of 4 Dan cultivation techniques that he flipped through in the teacher compendium pavilion previously are useless now. If he wants to continue cultivating, he has to look for 5 Dan cultivation techniques. Right now, it isn't too late. The teacher compendium pavilion shouldn't be closed yet. Scratching his head, Zhang Xuan walks over the compendium pavilion once more. In order to prevent people from getting greedy and hasty in their training, the academy imposed a rule that one can only view cultivation techniques that correspond to the level of their cultivation. It didn't take long for Zhang Xuan to arrive at the compendium pavilion once more. Why are you here again? Seeing that it's the same guy from a moment ago, the custodian, Elder Mo, frowns. This impractical fellow just left the pavilion not long ago. Why is he back again? Elder Mo, I would like to view the cultivation technique for 5 Dan. Zhang Xuan is a little awkward. He can't possibly say that he broke through after leaving for just a short moment. If he were to say that, the other fellow would either kill him or kidnap him to examine him like a lab rat. There isn't much of a change in junqi between Pigu realm and Ding Li realm. As long he doesn't manipulate his junqi, it is difficult for even experts to tell the difference. Elder Mo may be strong, but it is inconceivable to him that this youth might have broken to greater heights in the short moment he was gone. 5 Dan cultivation technique. What do you want it for? Elder Mo's face darkens. His final sliver of appreciation towards his fellow disappears. He didn't copy any notes on the 4 Dan cultivation technique and didn't try to cultivate it. Yet, he is back now to look at the 5 Dan. What kind of joke is this? Elder Mo, It is like this. Today, I accepted a student and his parent asked me some questions about 5-dan cultivation. I was unable to answer it, causing him to look down on him. Thus, I would like to take a look and derive an answer to it. This way, I would be able to deal with these questions in the future. Zhang Xuan has already thought of an excuse beforehand. Some parents are indeed troublesome to deal with. Hearing this explanation, Elder Mo nods his head. With a solemn expression, he says, "You can take a look, but do not cultivate them by any means. If you try to cultivate 5-dan without even breaking through 4-dan, even deities would be unable to save you when you go berserk." Yes, I understand that. Zhang Xuan hurriedly replies. Alright, enter. Elder Mo waves his hand and closes his eyes. The 5-dan cultivation technique are on the very last row. Yes. Zhang Xuan hurriedly enters. Hypocritical. Vain. After entering, Elder Mo adds 2 more words to his evaluation of Zhang Xuan. If you find any errors, please let us know in the comments below so we can fix it as soon as possible. Also, like and subscribe to our channel to get notified of the latest chapter release.